If you stick until the end of this video, I will show you a way that you can apply for a vendor license without going in person to 42nd Broadway Licensing Center and going in person and avoiding the hassle of looking for paying for parking, looking for parking, and make life a lot of easier. You can register, create an account at the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene License Permit online portal by going to this website 8816.lst.nyc.gov citizens access. I will leave a link in the description. Type your email address, confirm your email address or username, and then type the password, confirm your password, and then type your name, middle initials if any, last name, and then answer this small security question. Type an answer and click here where it says terms, and then click here where it says create an account. After you have successfully created an account, you will receive an email like this, and this email will contain a link. You must click on this link to confirm the creation of the account. Once you are on the portal, you will click here where it says login, and then enter your credentials, your username or email address, and then the password, and click here where it says login. Once you log in into your account, click here where it says health and permits, and click here where it says create a new application or link an existing application, and then click here I have read and accepted the above terms and continue. And here it will have many different options to choose. You can either link an existing application, entering the PIN and record number of your application. For example, if you know the existing application, you can click here where it says continue, and then enter the PIN of the application. For example, as you can see here, the PIN here is located in the application, and then you enter the application number here on the record ID. But for the sake of this video, let's just continue with creating a new application. And for example, here you can click here food service establishment and select the type of license you're trying to apply for, and then click here where it's for any of the application that fits the application that you're trying to apply for, and click continue, and enter this information here, the complete address of the establishment where your business is going to be established. For example, enter the building number, the street, and second street if any, and here versus unit type, select what type of unit it is, apartment, a building, a basement. For example, here is in the case of buildings, and what city it is. Here what state it is located, and here the zip code, and here what's its address type, says complete address. Here was his borough, select the borough. Here where it says address type, you have to select whether it's an intersection, what kind of address is, and here click here where it says validates, and it will start to validate the address. As you can see here, it added the PIN number and the BPL type, more information. And here where it says continue, click where it says continue, and you would have to add an emergency contact information. You can click here where it says add new business information, individual owner, or for example, and you would have to enter this information: the name, the first name, the last name, the title, president, what type of title it is of this business owner, vice president, president, secretary, treasurer, and then an email address, social security number, and enter what kind of, whether it's an individual tax identification number, ITIN, or social security number, and then New York sales tax ID number. Enter to enter the New York sales tax ID. It's the and a special ID number that you would receive after you apply for a certificate of authority. And enter this information. Are you authorized? Whose information is listed above? Phone number, the date of birth, enter what type of gender it is, female, male, primary language. Once you have entered this information, just click here where it says continue. As you can see, the contact information I've just actually added, and then click and enter yes or no to this question. Is an email confirmation, email information, health publications, and then click here where it says continue. And enter language preference. Do you prefer the business inspection to be another language? You can click here where it says yes. And you can select of your language that you prefer and click where it says continue. You can click here where it says opening date, where your business, what date your business is expected to operate, start. Answer this question where your company you have disability insurance. I will talk about these Form CE 200 later in another video. You need this as a requirement, this Form 200, CE 200 in order to start a business. Enter the expiration date and enter the worker compensation certificate number and enter the certificate number here. And click here where it says continue. And here you must enter these questions. Commissary, like a setup on a building with commissary, or it's a mobile food vending, like a mobile food truck. And select what kind of facility you're trying to apply for, where it's how many numbers of cars can be served in your store. For example, we take one. How many numbers of vehicles can be served or stored? For example, one. What is the largest size cars service store? Taking an approximation of the size here based on foods. For example, 20 by 6 foods by 10 foods. Whether it's 10. What is the largest size vehicles that can be served or stored? That's 10 food, 15. And this question, you don't necessarily have to answer that. But this question refers to doorways. How many doorway entrance into this facility are there? Whether it's two, whether it's one. What are the dimensions of each? You can enter format with times heights. For example, and here this question must be also answered. Whether it's provided storage, audio establishment, vendor self-service units, click yes or no. Commissioner provide storage, yes or no. Food preparation facilities. These kind of unique questions, you have to answer them depending of what type of license you're trying to apply for. If yes, then what is the square footage of the food preparation area? For example, 10. Is food preparation by the commissioner on site? Yes. Is food prepared done by the vendor? Yes. Does the vendor prepare the food using commissioner facility? Click yes. Cooking facilities. What type of cooking facility? Whether it's ovens, grills, fryers. These kind of unique questions that depend vary from each type of license that you're trying to apply for. But they must answer all everything that is highlighted in. I mean, everything that has the asterisk star here. Is there ventilation provided? Are there refrigerators, freezers? Unit cleaning, ware washing, sanitation? Yes or no? Waste disposal, food disposal, recycling? Yes or no? Whether it provides propane fuel in the facility. Do you have a FDNY permits? Click yes or no. Click continue. And here we have to upload documents, proof of insurance exemption, proof of insurance, business certificate or sole proprietorship, proof of taxation, certificate of authority, a TIN card or license or permit. And you would have to upload this documentation here. You can upload this documentation by clicking here where it says upload and click here there where it says upload documents. And then you will select the documentation that they asked for and click here to open. And here where to start uploading the documentation, for example. And you click here to where it says continue. And you can add a basic description here. And you must select what type of documentation what type of documentation it is, whether it's a affidavit, bank statement, or business certificates, or you must select, for example, driver license. You must select what type of. You can here also add a description. You must click here where it says save, and then you can click here where it says continue. And here you can review all the information you have entered and click here as well as continue. And here, this is the final part of this. To complete the application, you have to pay the fee for submit the application, and you can pay with a MasterCard, with a credit card, debit card, and you can click where it says continue, and then it would ask you to make the payment. And here you would enter the billing information to make the payment. Here, enter the name, then the last name, then the country of the debit or credit card, the city, the zip code, the phone number, the email address, then click on continue. And here, click connects and enter the name on the card, then the number on the card, then the name, the month of the expiration date, then the year of the expiration date, and then the 3-digit zip code on the card, and make the payment to complete your application. Once you have successfully completed your application, once you have successfully completed the application, you will receive a receipt number like this. Thank you for watching. Please do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe to see more content like this.